What's up, everybody? My name is Dennis the Menace.
And I'm Iris the Vision, and if you're tuning in on this Thirsty Thursday, then you got a thirst to quench on The Juice!
And tonight, we have Sam and Dakota from Flo-Ink. Thank y'all for coming out.
Yay!
How y'all doing tonight?
Pretty good. I'm doing good. Swell.
Nice.
So Sam, tell us what Flo-Ink is about. What do you do?
Flo-Ink is basically a brand that I was wanted to start with my art. I've been drawing ever since I could remember, basically. So we just kind of wanted to bring together a brand that has all my little characters that I make up and just throw it on some clothes. Basically, honestly, just for us to wear, but kind of trying to grow it more, and stuff like that.
It's artistic expression.
Yeah, it's basically just an art brand, yeah.
There is no constraint. It's like whatever we create,
And
another
another reason we wanted to start it too is because we were just tired of quality of clothes.
Oh,
so you find a badass design on a shirt, you want to buy it, and then you go and feel it, and it's just like.
Or it says like
cheese
and shit on it.
Yeah.
Or you go and wash it
and
it fucking comes off in a week.
Yeah, exactly. So that's literally why we wanted to start it, because I was like, man, I have a lot of stuff, cool stuff that I think would work well on shirts, not just shirts, jackets, sweats, because we like to dress comfortable anyway.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to throw it on some clothes and actually just really focus on quality of the material that we get, so
That's
awesome. like mall style, but with actual threads,
because
we can't even shop at the.
I'm not even trying to. I don't. When I look for materials and stuff, I really focus on just being comfortable, as much as possible, no matter the cost, no matter what. Yes, because I want it to last long. I love going we would go shopping for vintage clothes and stuff, and a lot of the materials you get back in the day you don't really see anymore. So it's
that shit lasts forever though.
That's what I'm saying, exactly. So I wanted to kind of create those forever kind of clothes, that you can just wear around the house, or not even just around the house, just going anywhere, just being comfortable. Because like I said, I like to dress up, but I also like to be comfortable. That's my number one thing. So that's kind of where we wanted to go with Flo-Ink.
Oh yeah,
that's awesome. So you've done you spoke about some characters. What are some of your characters that you've come up with?
I have lots of characters that I've come up with, but lately, my number one thing has been trying to just make one character, and just start kind of building off of them. So the one that I came up with is a little dog that I'm sure y'all have seen several times.
The yellow one?
Yeah. I'm still even coming up with the name, but I think the name we're probably going to go with is Milo. I like the name Milo.
That's
and
cute.
I kind of just want to make him to where, he's just in everything. You know what I'm saying? If you see Flo-Ink, if you see the little dog somewhere, you're oh, I recognize that.
I feel like it's already
the snail on it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to really do, and now eventually, I'll make other characters, because I can just come up with characters, all day, you know what I'm saying? But, I'm trying to draw the same ones over and over and over again and kind of build off of them. Yeah. And just kind of give them personalities and
character traits. The gorillas. We really love the gorillas. As a group, the band. Everything he does. And
even if you don't even know them, the characters.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's what I want to be.
Iconic characters. So in order to do that, you have to just drown people in the same characters for a while, so it really concretes in their mind, and they associate it with the brand.
They were the official first virtual band.
Yeah.
Say what?
They're the first official virtual.
They better be the first ones on Metaverse.
We were actually watching a few videos on the before we came over here, getting ready, and we were I was telling him, I was dude, they've come such a long way, or he's come such a long way with his illustrations and animations and stuff. It's insane. That's eventually that's my dream, is to do something like that. You know what I'm saying? To that level. But for now, I just got to come up with recognizable characters.
I think the name of the guy who actually draws them out his name is Jamie Hewitt or something like that.
Yeah.
Isn't it his friend or something?
They started out working on this together.
Yeah,
I think that's so
actually
cool.
So when I went to school for design, that was one of our projects was who inspires you. So I chose the gorillas because it's music and it's also art at the same time. And animation too. So that's a whole nother. And so it spoke about how they actually were living together in a flat, which is means apartment in the UK. But yeah, like they were just chilling. They weren't like he wasn't really doing much with music because he was done with his band, The Blur. He was like the lead singer of The Blur, and they're just in there. Honestly, they were doing drugs.
Yeah.
And he said one day he was like,
Probably
"Hey, why don't we make like a virtual band? Like you draw them, and then I just make the music, and like we could just be in the background and have to."
Dude, yeah, that's like the dream.
Dude, yeah,
right? For real.
Like Daft Punk in a way.
Yeah,
Punk,
they got with like that Deltron.
Never knew who they actually looked like.
And how like Mad Lib too, how they have like that little Quasimodo character too. Like, I don't know if y'all know, like he's pretty popular too. I think that's kind of cool. Just I don't know, you just know them and they have like a little guy. I just think that's so cool. You know, I want to be one of those brands.
Make him an icon. Basically.
You will. Yes. Just watch.
Oh yes, I
mean, you're already almost there.
Way, I'm trying. Yeah, and like that's kind of where we want to go with this. Is like we just started like fucking around with music. I've been talking about it like forever, but we actually started in like
what kind of music?
House trap, cumbia. Just we listen to everything. So like I just want to mix it all together, learn how to do it, and just kind of start messing around with it. And then I want to get more into animations because I can do a little bit of animation, but not a whole lot. I know there's a lot of programs you can use or whatever, but like right now I'm focusing on how to use like a certain DAW. I'm using Ableton right now. So I'm learning how to do that and learning how to make my own beats. And then eventually I want to start going to take courses on animations because I want to do my music with my characters, with my, the animations.
Yeah, like interactive
That'd
videos.
be cool.
Like
and
then
also,
just like the Gorillas.
Like, there's a certain song that would come on every time
that's
that
what I'm
character
saying.
comes
And on
on.
top of that,
sets the mood.
Have my characters wear the clothes that I put out. You know what I'm saying? I just want to make like a full circle thing. You know what I'm saying? Like a big ass project. You know, like does it like kind of like a lifelong project type thing. So that's kind of the direction we're going for.
That's awesome.
Are y'all more so like? Are you doing like? Well, since you're on Ableton, are you like doing production? Are you doing like mashups, or is it
I've done like one or two mashups, but mostly like sampling, production, just learning how everything works. You know, it really is.
Just
we have a few songs, you know, but like nothing like honestly, I'm just trying to like we could put together like songs, but I'm still learning how to make everything sound good. You know what I'm saying?
Tuning.
Like tuning, yes.
It's hard.
Love the EQ, the reverb,
I will say, like,
all that, like.
Getting all the sounds to be in perfect harmony.
Yeah, the producer that we have on Pretty Dim, his shit is like the sound quality of it is just like perfect.
And I eventually want to get to that, and I feel honestly pretty confident because like I know we just started, we don't really know shit about music, but like we're getting there, and like we just started at the end of November, and I feel like we are already doing pretty freaking good.
Yeah,
you know,
like
I'm
pretty proud.
To us, we were jamming. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but like
that's all that matters.
Exactly. So like I feel like another year or two, like I feel like we're probably gonna get there, and so that's really what the direction I want to go with Flo-Ink is to have music involved. You know, and so
heck yeah.
Maybe make like my own music videos. That's what I'm saying.
That'd be
and have like the visuals of like my characters and my art like in the background. Like that's like honestly the dream.
Would you want to do like that type of animation where it's like people with like the little, the little trackers on them to kind of,
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, eventually I can get there. Hell yeah,
and then put your characters over them.
If I could get there for sure, I would. I'm all
that shit's
honestly
crazy.
I love like we're big into cartoons, so like I love like animation as a whole. And
what's y'all's favorite show? That's one of my questions. What's y'all's favorite animated show?
I gotta say that we're pretty big at Adventure Time.
Yes, that was.
There's a lot like we like Futurama and The Simpsons, but Adventure Time, I would feel like
Jake is my shit. He got me a sticker. I actually won Jake out of like a claw machine. Like my first try, and I was like, oh my god, this is one of my proudest moments.
Yeah, dude, I just feel like they put a lot of thought into that show, and I love projects like that. You know, like anything like an album, a show, a movie, and like I could just tell when someone puts a lot of thought into something.
It's not just like bullshit.
It's
it's got real thought to it, and it's a dog, so we're
Jake.
Exactly.
To dogs. Yeah, he's my favorite character from that show, just because like the wisdom he has, but he's also like
so
playful.
Funny. Yeah.
Like he says a lot of stupid shit, and he's also like a criminal. He has like a criminal background.
He's
like so smart. Like he used to be a thief, and
why
he's
is he low-key a criminal? That's hilarious.
He is. Like he
has like that New York accent too. Which like gives it a more more like, okay.
And he's also like so nonchalant. Like I love how nonchalant he is.
He's like, you see this cup? Like, this is my favorite cup. I'm gonna throw it out the window. It doesn't matter anymore now. Like that's like the best like philosophy to me is like nothing that you have is really valuable. Yeah. Like, your mindset is what's valuable. Like the way you see the world, not what's in front of you, what you're holding. Yeah. And that's the way he lived.
Dude, that's exactly kind of what Flo-Ink is in a nutshell. Is like
it's true.
We don't really fall to any constraint. Like we like to just create shit,
our own thing,
make clothes, make music, like do events, like have create murals, like whatever we want to do.
We just want to put our own flavor onto everything that we do. You know, like I don't hate on nobody. You do what you do, but I would definitely want to make my own way, and like just doing what I do best and just creating my own lane. You know what I'm saying? That's literally what we want to do.
You guys are definitely doing that. I mean,
y'all been doing that.
I don't see anybody else doing it.
I appreciate it.
Especially like when both you guys are together and you put up like
the lamps.
Yeah, like those. Everyone, I'm sure you're tired of talking about them at this point.
Yeah,
About how
his lamps go crazy.
Yeah,
like,
but they're crazy. I mean, dude, like they're super.
Yeah,
they're so much fun to make too, man. I wish somebody else could share the joy with me. Nobody else does. Kaya does.
I share the joy.
She likes putting shit together now.
She's the next one in line.
Yeah, she's the next one.
No, we have a lot of. I've said this before, but we have a lot of fun at home. Like we really do. Like,
yeah.
On the weekend,
that's the best life to fucking live is whenever you can be happy in your own home.
Yeah, I just like to make shit, I really do, and that's what I feel like. That's like kind of my purpose is just to make stuff, So that's what I do.
I've been stacking like wood lately, a lot of wood, because I never really thought that wood was like art, until she brought me home like a whole bunch of these like cut slabs of I don't even know. What
dude, it was crazy. It was like on the side of the road or something. It was like in a big container, and it was like this chopped up like perfect little tree, and it was like 15 or 20.
Like that thick.
Yeah, like just pieces of wood. I was like, fucking score, like you never find stuff like that. Wood's pretty expensive.
And actually, I have a lamp that's made out of some of the wood that she brought, and I didn't really think anything of it. Like she brought me wood, and I was like, hell yeah, I'll probably do something with that. Like it's cool. And then one day I had some time, and I just sat down. I bought a fucking little sander, and I just sanded that shit down for like 5 hours. Like I was just fucking,
every hour you come in, he's like, feel it.
Literally, I'd be like, feel it. It just kept getting sexier and sexier. Like it was smooth. Bro.
Yeah, dude. The very end, I was like, it was like gliding off my hand.
And it was just so beautiful. Like the natural, like marks of the wood was like legit. Like wood camo or something, like art. I was just like, this is the trippiest shit I've ever seen.
I think
and so now I'm like, I have a new respect for wood. I'm like, what the fuck? It's art, like it's fun.
You can see, so those lines are like, supposed to be what the age is.
Yeah.
How old it is.
Yeah.
Like if y'all go to Colorado and go into a log cabin made in Colorado, like that's when you can really see the beauty of it all because they have like different woods, the different the grains, all that shit, and it's fucking, it's really,
it is really trippy.
When you're just surrounded by it everywhere like that.
And you think about it too, it's like, dude, this wood has seen it all. You know, like it's been there for years and years and years and years, for it to get that big. Pretty cool.
Yeah, so we just like to create shit, and eventually we'll figure out like how to like meld it all together. Right now it's just a big boiling pot,
Yeah, we're just trying everything, I feel like we're in our experimental phase right now, so we're just trying to see what works, what doesn't work.
Trying to balance kids.
Also, like we're parents, we're new parents, so like I feel like right now I get frustrated because I'm like, man, I want to be doing more, but at the same time, like I'm like living my dream that I used to dream about when I was working. Is that I'm literally a full-time artist, but I'm also a full-time mom, a full-time wife, a full-time.
How do you balance that?
It's hard. It really is. It's one day at a time for sure. And like I want to be a very involved mother with my kid. So like I try to, I work on my stuff, but I also I'm a mother to my child. You know what I'm saying?
Do you have her like help you ever?
She
with the art.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, she's got better.
Yeah, she's pretty good. Yeah.
For real, she grabs the pen and it's so delicate. She's like,
actually. I let her play. I let her play on my iPad.
Dude,
that's what I'm saying.
It's insane.
I like a lot of people trip out when I like let her play on my iPad because it was like a $1,400 iPad with everything. I got like the most expensive shit, but at the same time, like she's actually really good with it, Dude. So like I've let her play with it. I trust her with it. It's not that big of a deal. I have insurance on it also.
She makes circles and swirls.
But she does good, so I'm like, why not? I'd like for her to practice stuff like that, because I wish when I was her age, I was given stuff like that, because I would feel like I would be a lot further along.
Were you drawing in the dirt? Like, that's the shit I would do. Get a stick and just draw in the dirt.
Man, I had my grandma would buy me like all the books from like Michael's and stuff, you know, and like they gave me stuff to draw with, you know, and I always used it, but like they didn't have anything like that iPad.
Oh yeah.
You know, like that
all
shit's
the colors
crazy. The Procreate, yeah, that shit's crazy. That's so cool. So I'll try to always encourage that with her, you know. Same with the music, you know, like she likes to. Now, you know, we don't have like a big studio or anything like that. We just have like my laptop and a pretty cool keyboard that he got me, you know. But like, she'll go on there sometimes, and I'll let her push some buttons if she thinks it's so cool.
Like, let me show you how.
Yeah, and I'm like, I want to keep encouraging that, because I want her to be creative, you know.
Yeah.
Even if she doesn't want to, that's cool too, you know. But I want to give her the option.
I feel like it's gonna be natural, because like she's just been surrounded.
Yeah.
All she does at home
she's a prodigy.
Is, like, go through my shit and like try to like stack stuff together and stack. She's just like an artist, bro. She's always trying to make little sculptures and like. She calls drawing yaba, so she's like. Yaba. You know? I don't know where she picked it up like that, but that means get her a pen and paper, or she's gonna start drawing
on the wall.
So we're like pen and paper.
Find it for me, or I'll find it for you.
Yeah.
Because she'll come up with a Sharpie and shit, you know.
And like, she'll draw on the wall sometimes too.
We did, for a while.
Like a mural.
I can't even get mad at her because she sees me doing it.
Yeah,
so
she
I'm
draws
like,
on
I'm
walls.
such a hypocrite. How am I getting on her right now? You know.
She sees her do the
Y'all
murals.
should give her a wall and then just like let her draw. She grows and grows.
Right now,
get taller.
It's kind of cool because our house right now is basically, we're kind of redoing the whole thing. So it's like we're about to start painting. I'm like, if you want to do it, go ahead. She's about to be 3. She'll learn to stop doing that eventually. You know. So right now,
communication.
Have fun, I guess.
Yeah.
Just don't go too crazy.
That's freaking awesome, though.
Yeah. I can kind of connect with you on that, because I mean, obviously, like, I have kids too.
Yeah.
And it's definitely hard, like, finding that balance.
For sure. Dude. You have 2 kids. Like, we only have one. And, like, we want to have one more. But at the same time, I'm like, damn, dude. Like, it's starting to get easier for her not being an infant.
Dude,
you know, she's an actual little kid. She does her own thing. Like, she goes to her
no more
room.
crying. No more constant crying. I mean, the crying's still going to happen.
She gets up. Like, I know the deal. I know you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have another little baby to worry about no more. But that time's coming again eventually, you know. But after that, I'm like, no more. I don't want no more kids.
2's your max.
Yeah, I used to say 3 or 4 before I had kids, and I had 1. I was like,
I was an only child. I'm good with 1. You know, like,
I'm Mexican, dude. Like,
she wants more.
The limited amount of kids is like 3 per person. You know what I'm saying? So like,
I was the same way. I wanted 3, and then we had our second one. Well, the first one, I was like. But now, I mean, we still want a 3rd one, but I'm like, not anytime soon. Like
that's what I'm saying.
I don't have any kids, so I just see everyone with their kids, and I'm like,
they're great.
They're like, so cute, but I can't have them for more than a day because I go crazy. Because I'm not used to it.
And they demand a lot of attention.
They do, And I love being a mom. Like I always thought, to me, like that was gonna be something that I was gonna be great at, was being a mom. Like I've always looked forward to it. So like now that I have my own kid, it's cool. You know, but at the same time,
everything.
I realize I'm like, dude, being a parent, it's a lot. You know, it's it takes a lot of energy out of you.
Dude,
you know?
like, we were new to everything. Like, fucking, as soon as I was starting this company, we were also pregnant, and so I was like leaving my, work and just like
my job
figure it out.
Shut down.
And that's the cool thing about it.
We got a baby.
Like, you got to figure it out.
It was like
we literally. Like started everything fresh, like new place, both new careers, baby, like everything, all like at one time. 2020 was pretty wild.
And like I grew up in like daycare, like hella daycare, and so like I want something different for my kids. You know,
I never went to daycare,
so I'll bust my ass. Like whatever I gotta do to make sure that my daughter stays with my wife. You know what I mean? Right. Like. I'll do it. You know what I mean? Like,
especially nowadays, I feel like everyone has the same idea of like, I don't want to leave my child with somebody else.
Yeah,
it's like,
you see those videos of like the workers? Like,
people have been exposed.
I would go to jail if someone did my kid like that. Like, there's
no. Of course, there's always like the worst case scenarios, but it's still a scary thing.
It's still a real thing. It's not just because
not just
the worst.
Not just that too. It's just that it's also really expensive now. You know, like it's so expensive.
Pretty
so
much
it's like
2 parents have to work just to put the kid in daycare, and it's like you could just stay home. To me, you know, you just stay home.
Yeah, makes more sense.
I mean,
it's like
so Courtney and I don't have kids, but we like just casual grocery shopping, like things that we remember not being as expensive. Like even a box of cereal. Like I remember that shit like less than $3. Yeah, it's like $5, $7, $6.
Dude,
that's not even the family size. You know, so it's crazy.
Even soda. Like so I don't even drink that much soda, but I buy it for the house, and it's just ridiculous now. Like,
and I didn't know that orange juice had like a season. Because there was one time where I almost bought like a $7 normal thing of like Minute Maid, but then now it's like back down to like $3.
Yeah, they have those. Yeah, and the shitty part about orange juice is that most of those brands, bro, like you're better off buying oranges. All right, because what do you drink orange juice for? You drink it for the taste, or you drink it for the fact that it has vitamin C and vitamin D and calcium and all that bullshit.
So I buy it and
I think for me,
I drink it out. I drink it out the.
I like apple juice.
I just love orange juice.
Dude, me too. Me too.
That little glass one.
But the thing I found out recently, not that long ago actually, that like most orange juice, that by the time it makes it to your house, like almost all the nutrition is pretty much been depleted. Yeah, and so it's basically just really good sugar. But it's like, you know.
Fair enough.
But it's
basically, you might as well just buy a juicer at that point.
And
that's what we're trying to do.
Sam's Club, I don't know if y'all have had Sam's Club orange juice, but they have fresh squeezed orange juice, and it's the best orange juice I've ever had in my life.
But it's like $8 or $9 per
It's
jug.
worth it.
But it is worth it. No,
it only lasts about.
But at our house, it's like gone, like within the next day.
Probably like a day.
I saw that.
Really, like if I'm that thirsty, like I would just sit there and just. Chug.
I saw that Simply, that brand, like they just came out. Are they like getting sued because they like found metals in that shit?
But we're drinking right now.
Oh really?
Yeah. It was a pretty big deal.
Limeade.
Yeah, but that's
everything.
Oh yeah.
Like everything has toxic metals. Like okay, so I order a lot of supplements. Like I like mushroom powders and like you know, multivitamins and you know the whatever, you know, all kinds of shit, right? Well, if you look up most of that shit, even chocolate, bro. So I buy chocolate and I put it in my coffee. I'm really bougie, so I like to put mushroom powders and chocolate and all this other shit in my coffee. Well, chocolate's the same way. They just like did these like nationwide like polls where they tested all these different brands of chocolate and found that a lot of these brands had like ridiculous amounts of heavy metals, like almost enough so to negate any, you know, antioxidant benefit that you would get from the chocolate at all.
Yeah, have you ever seen
it's only like dark chocolate that has benefits. I hate dark chocolate. I'm fine with my milk chocolate.
Oh yeah.
In other countries, there's like a lot of American food that is illegal.
Yes.
A lot.
But my thing is,
we're a capitalist-based nation. We sell. It doesn't matter about health.
Right now is the longest people have ever lived. Like this is the longest lifespan we've ever had.
We're actually on a decline, homie. Like the U.S. is actually on a decline.
Yeah.
This is the first time. It's been monumental. It was groundbreaking.
But you know who have been living long ass time is people who have been eating dark chocolate. Like those motherfuckers are like 130 years old. They're like eating dark chocolate. I'm like,
nah, dude.
Oh my god.
Because
I'm just trying to hit 100.
Chocolate.
I'm good with 95.
If I hit the 3 digits.
Hell no, bro. Who wants to be 100? That's all I'm saying, bro.
But if you're healthy and 100, then you don't really feel 100.
When we're 100, listen, but when we're 100, it's going to be a lot different than people who are 100 now.
We're going to have our metaverse headsets on.
To dap up our friends and be like, even if we got to take a little.
The old people now are going to be
with a Supreme hat.
Like, we're going to be a different new.
That's what I'm trying
old
to do.
person.
But maybe or maybe not, because we're one of the last stronghold generations of like. We got tested with the phones. we went through all the fast food. We went through all the shitty nutritional information. Yeah. Like the world is changing. Kids are now more educated on nutrition. They're more educated on everything.
But also they don't go outside as much because they're sitting there on their phones now.
That is true.
It's like becoming a wall.
Then there's also fitness culture. Like that's big. Like I see everyone doing their workouts.
And
I feel like our new ones, like we're gonna evolve with our necks like kind of already down from just getting stuck looking at her.
We're gonna have everyone's neck,
fucking the neck,
shrimp neck,
shrimp neck.
Oh god!
But I feel like that's a real thing because
like the hunchback.
Dude, my neck hurts whenever I'm on my phone too much.
That's what I'm saying.
Every time, like. That's kind of what made me get off my phone sometimes.
Fucking all day, bro. My fucking phone goes off 1,000 times a day.
For your job.
Well, people have books. Still,
yeah, but when you're on a book, it's like different.
So like,
and
dude,
it's different
when
for your
I get home
eyes.
Sometimes, like, I just throw my fucking phone wherever the fuck it lands, and I don't touch it because I'm just like, bro, get that fucking thing away from me. I've answered 500 phone calls a day. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to talk to shit. I don't want to look at nothing.
But then when we go to bed, he's like, "Where's my phone?" I'm like,
it could be anywhere right now.
I just threw it somewhere, and now it's fucking gone.
Kai's been playing with it.
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah. That's still a good mentality though, because it's like, you know, you're not attached to it.
Exactly.
To give you like a dopamine.
I actually, we were really big into like self-help podcasts for like the longest time. We still are. But a big one is that a lot of people who I've listened to say you should not check your phone the first thing in the morning. Like, you need to like kind of just like
breathe,
chill,
wake up.
Yeah.
I even heard like before you go to
bed.
Sleep,
we put
like
our
10-20 minutes
after
before.
we put our phone making you like wired.
Yeah, we put our phone on airplane mode at nighttime because the frequency is like.
I don't fuck with the EMFs, bro. I don't keep the. When I have my phone in the GPS in the truck, I try to put that shit as far away as I can still see it.
And my mom was like, "Well, like, what if something happens?" And I'm like, "If something happens, I'm not gonna wake up anyway. You know, like I'm asleep. You know."
See, my phone is like always on silent, except when he's at work. Or whenever my Dakota's at work, then I'll have it on loud. But then whenever he comes home, I'm like, I don't really care about whatever else is going on. Like, it's going on silent. Like,
that's
what I don't want to be like this on my phone whenever I'm trying to hang out with you the whole time.
Technology cocaine.
Yeah, for sure. No, it really is. And like they say that like this generation of kids is gonna have a lot of addiction problems because they get instant dopamine from phones, and like not just phones, but just like tablets. Like all this shit, you know, we didn't have that shit.
Shit's untested.
We had video games, but like we couldn't just have video games on the go unless you had like a Game Boy. You know, and
even
like,
Game Boys
even
died.
the Game Boy,
they died quick,
and you couldn't see at night. You know, like you had the little plug-in light.
They had limitations.
Yeah.
Right now it's limitless. Like there are no limits.
There's
with these phones.
exactly. So
you can even have a portable charger, even if your shit dies and you're in the middle of nowhere. Plug it into that portable charger.
Yeah, who knows how much that thing fucking raises.
And you can make money off your phone. That's like another whole...
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. You just I feel like you just kind of have to separate yourself from technology sometimes. Because if you don't, I feel like... To me, I feel kind of like weird after a while. I'm like, dude, I need to like touch some fucking grass or like go outside. And
go watch the squirrels.
Yeah, man. Like, you just get too into it. Yeah.
The other day at work, Dennis asked German and I, you know, what era, if you could time travel, what era would you go back to? And I said, like, the disco time. Fun. But the main thing that I wanted to, like, I just want to go to where there's no cell phones. There's no cell phones or internet, where it's...
Woodstock.
It's kind of hard to answer that as a woman because, like, I feel like times have been better for us lately. You know, back then, you know, like, dude,
what about this year, though?
I mean,
let's not include this.
Yeah, there's bad stuff everywhere, you know. But I feel like back then you just did not have a voice as a woman.
We're more accepted now. As people than as just a homemaker. Like we're actually people now.
Yeah,
like, it's different.
We have.
We're not owned anymore.
Child era, like you know,
that's like Woodstock. That's what I was saying. Like people were just like that's whenever the realization first started is that women can be free. Women can. Like enjoy their bodies and not have to do it for a guy. Like they're just being themselves, and that's.
But even back then, it was still kind of taboo. You know,
like if people saw you, you're like, oh, you're a hippie, you're anti-government, you're one of those girls, like. But it's way different now, definitely.
There's always
haters.
I
see what you're saying.
Fuck the haters.
Fucking haters.
The government is the biggest.
Now it's like the haters switched now they're like cancel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So no longer do they hate. They just hate on you for like
being cancel cultures are not
like, oh, you're politically incorrect. Cancel.
There's times where I think like, okay, there should be times where people should have been called out, but there's also times where it's just like, dude, like actually like reposted something about this today.
Don't cancel Kid Cudi.
Dude, it's just like people grow, dude. You know, like you make mistakes, you know, and it is what it is, you know. But there's some things that people can get over. But you shouldn't cancel somebody for every single fucking thing.
But it's because they don't appreciate the old art.
I don't know. What happened?
I didn't know what's going on with Kid Cudi.
So they were trying to cancel Kid Cudi. I believe it was a year ago. But I think Dennis knows the story better than I do.
I think I think you meant recently.
We were talking about this last time whenever we were watching the videos.
Well, no, they were throwing bottles at him.
I got the rolling ball. Yeah.
No, that's just like, I feel like that's just being assholes.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like the whole Ye and Cudi thing mashup going on.
Oh,
like,
and that too.
Like they had like a lot of Ye fans that he was supposed to be there. Cudi replaced him, and I think that's what the whole thing was.
Well, and then I think on the podcast or whatever that podcast was, I also said that it was on TikTok like a while back, like early TikTok. There was a trend going around with one of his songs. Oh, it was like it was the day and night, and it was like, now look at this, and it like pause, and I guess like they would do something stupid. And Cudi got on Twitter and was like, oh, I don't like how they're like doing this to my song and making it a trend because it doesn't make sense. Like my music is my music. And I think a lot of TikTok kids were like, you know, fuck you, like, why not? Like, we're just making a trend.
Yeah, but
there's a lot of hate from there, and then I think the whole...
understand, like, TikTok. He's not on TikTok, is he? No. I bet you he's not. I don't even know, but...
He's a little bit older generation for TikTok, I think.
Yeah, but...
I mean, I don't know, though.
But then he brought his daughter onto stage, like, after that, and it was just, like, fucking beautiful. Like, having his daughter on there just, like, dancing.
Oh, dude, I love Kid Cudi. I actually seen him live, like, 2013. He was, like, in a full-ass spaceman suit.
Oh,
really
yeah,
fun.
I remember that, too.
Yeah,
I wasn't there, cool. But... Couple of my friends.
That was one of my questions for y'all. Is like, what? I know y'all told me about the Kendrick concert. Y'all were there at the controversial.
Oh
one.
Yeah.
And so I want to know more about that story.
Hangout Fest.
Hangout Fest. This is so Kendrick's the headliner of the show. We were, you know, in there.
Where was it?
It's in Alabama.
Alabama.
The Gulf Shores. So Kendrick obviously was headliner at the time. And so basically we just witnessed like a kind of a viral moment. He brings on this white girl at the end of the very show, and he was just like, you know, there's like...
End of the night, alright? Okay. So everybody's fucked up. It's been an all-day festival.
And he's saying, like, okay, like, if you're a true Kendrick fan, like, you could recite these words with me, sing with me. And so she starts singing with him, and she says... the N-word in the song, and like
he stops, set her up for that shit.
He stops the whole show and like calls her out.
Out of all the lyrics, he chose the one.
And I was like, damn, you know, like you shouldn't have said that, girl. But at the same time, like, dude, at the very end of the show, this girl is just like on, like she doesn't hate you. She doesn't hate you. She's front row at your show. You know, like she's not trying to throw shit. I don't know. Maybe I'm seeing it from a different lens or whatever. But
no, I think he even regretted that in his.
I'm seeing it from a plur lens, like. You invited this chick on stage. At least give her a line that's not going to set her up for failure, bro. You know, like,
and you know, at the same time too, maybe she shouldn't have said that. You know, but to me, the intention wasn't there. Like she wasn't being. She
loved the dude.
She loved him. She was there front row. You know, and she was excited to be brought up on stage. You know, imagine being with your friends and then you fuck up like that. Like
canceled.
How do you come back from that? You know, like
a song anymore. So if she's like, banging that car or that song in her car, and she's like, you know, she's singing every single line. I think we've all gotten really into a song where it's like, how do you? It's super hard to edit yourself.
Yeah.
And obviously that's a little bit different because it's like, okay, there's something. It's not like a curse word, and you're about to curse in front of your parents.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm about to hit a nerve.
It's controversial.
It's very controversial. It is.
But he was acting as a choreographer. All right. So the way I look at it is like, look. If there is a music video and like a choreographer or whatever is like telling these people what to do and telling them what to say, and then that person says that thing and then it's controversial, then it should come back on the person who told him to say it. Not, you know what I'm saying? He literally like was like recite these lyrics. went off on the lyrics, and then she said it. You know, and it was so we were watching the whole thing. We were just
but I think on like his perspective or anyone on that perspective is don't say it at all.
Say it.
Yeah.
No, definitely.
But if I was him, I probably would have been like.
It was one of those moments where I was like,
been like, yo.
Like, I'm gonna stay out of
this. The right thing to do would be like, yo.
Yeah.
She gets a pass. Like, she gets a pass this one time.
Yeah.
You know.
He could have even said it and been like, I'm gonna, vouch for her. That was a little bit messed up, but we're at this show. Let's have a great night.
It's just like the adrenaline rush that she probably had when she's up there. She's not gonna.
And dude, this is the very end of the night. She was so hyped, she was, she was out of there too.
She was hyped. She was like having the time of her fucking life. We were just sitting there watching it, and
the question is she still a fan?
I don't know.
I wouldn't be, bro. If I got put on blast like that.
She's like, you set me up.
It was that show was hilarious. Do you have a picture of us that night on the Ferris wheel?
I do.
We gotta show it on the podcast. Like,
Dakota.
Hangout was crazy.
Dakota is in there.
We saw Getter
Getter, like the DJ.
Yeah, man.
It was so funny because all right, Getter. He's like heavy shit, you know? And so like in a lot of his songs, people mosh hard as fuck. But he has he schedules the moshes, he's like, everybody mosh like now, you know what I'm saying? And so like everybody who doesn't want to mosh can kind of get the fuck out, they have a few minutes or whatever. Well, he kind of did that. Like he's like saying like, all right, let's go, like blah blah, and we're in like the fucking middle, and so I'm looking around, I'm like, bro, there's no way out this bitch. And it's her. One of our really good friends, Desi, who's like short as fuck. She's like 5'1", she's like really short. And it's her girlfriend, and she's not much taller, right? But she's like pretty tough, she can handle her own. But Desi's like tiny. And so everybody starts moshing around us. And like, I don't know why, but all of a sudden it was just a whole bunch of tall motherfuckers. Like everybody was just looking over me too,
tall.
Oh,
and so they're just like
fucking Vikings.
They're just freaking moshing like crazy, and I'm like, oh shit, we gotta go, because like every time I look for them, they would just disappear for like 4 or 5 seconds, and then they'd reappear again. Like people were just going.
Damn, Dakota looks fun.
His eyes he got pink eyes.
I was out of there.
You got Chinese eyes.
Yeah.
Let's go with Chinese eyes.
That night was
a lot of blunts later.
Anybody need more juice?
I was gonna say
a lot of something.
I'll take a little.
It's that Ron juice, that Jersey Shore special right here.
Oh, not the Ron juice.
Yeah.
Someone had pointed out on one of their videos, I guess they popped up, or it went viral and popped up the other day, and they were like, have you ever noticed how Ronnie is so coked out the whole entire season? Oh, yeah. And they showed clips of him, and I was like, dude, he was coked out. Oh my god.
I thought of that during that time, they have to be on something. Dude, they can just be chilling there
we didn't really
without their
know
phones.
What coke was whenever we were watching them. Well, maybe some
of
us
in high
did,
school.
But
was like a junior.
We didn't really know what being coked out constantly was, because some people are constantly coked out.
But you can see him talking in a lot of the show, and his jaw's
he might have steroids too. That's another whole type of rage too.
Or just speed. I mean, where were they at? Where were they?
They were
in New Jersey.
They're already pissed off people too. So
Dang, that's crazy. So, what was the first painting that you remember seeing as a kid?
Painting?
The first art, or maybe not painting, but the first art that inspired you.
In Fort Worth, downtown, there was this guy. Me and my mom and my sisters were just it was like a Sunday. My mom just took us walking around downtown. I don't know what we went to go do. Maybe we went to the stock show or something. But there was a guy who was working with spray cans or whatever, and he, you know how they do those fucking space with the aerosol can.
I've seen those in Mexico.
Yeah, I've seen one, and I still have it to this day. But yeah, he just made it real quick, and he had fire and spray cans. He made it 5 minutes, and I was just like, whoa, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen, ever. It made it look so effortless, but made it so fast, and I thought the thing was so cool. But I still have it to this day. It's in my art room.
That's tight.
I wish I could have seen something like that in Fort Worth, because the only place I've ever seen that in is Mexico, and I've seen them like with the fire, like that's how they seal it, like that's how they seal it and do their next layer.
And he was doing like he had like all these like he was using like the circuit like to get a perfect circle. He was using cans and all kinds of shit. He just doing like so fast and effortlessly, and I just thought that was like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the first real painting I think I seen live, and that was like when I was like 6 or 7 years old.
Were you already like drawing or painting before that? And
Yep. I remember going to like I moved schools a lot when I was in elementary school. So one of the schools I went to was in Southside Elementary School. And like my first day, like they had like a drawing contest, and so I was like new kid in class, and so I like did my thing. And my teacher, her name was Miss Ochoa. Shout out Miss Ochoa. She was like picked up my picture, and she's like showed the whole class. She was like, class, like we have an artist, and I thought like that was like the coolest shit ever. I was like, damn. Okay.
Did everyone glare at you, or were they like kind of inspired by you at that point?
No, everybody was nice. Everybody was real cool. You know, it wasn't nothing like judgmental. I mean, I was like 5 or no, not 5. I was like 6 or 7 years old. Yeah, so like.
I would have been pissed at my teacher for that.
Right?
We're like, I can never do that, teacher.
How you gonna call me out like that? No, but she was being cool, and so like, you know, I feel like that was kind of always my thing. Is I've always been good at drawing and like projects, and so like even in school, I remember people like my teacher. Like if you had a few teachers actually who would do this, they would be like, class, like, do y'all want to do a test or do y'all want to do a project for the final? And everybody would be like, test. Like, all my classes always said test. And I was like, me and one other kid. There would always be like a couple kids that said project. We always lost. And I was like, dude, I was so good at
I feel like project sounds longer.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And
they're more fun.
I was so good at the projects, but everybody always wanted, in my classes anyway, they always wanted to do the test. And I was like, guys, I fucking suck at tests, you know, like, what the fuck? Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I just like long thought out projects, you know. Yeah. I think that's probably where it roots from, you know, is
like science. Like growing up, my thing was always like science. Like I love science. So anytime I got to do like any kind of science project, like that was my shit. I'd be like, I'm gonna do all the research and I'm gonna make it look really good so all y'all see what I'm seeing at the same time.
I was good at biology, but when it came to like chemistry, I was like, man, why y'all doing that to me? Like I had to retake it the next year. I was like, I get the shit. But like, yeah, the first year I didn't get it.
Dude, my grandma was a science teacher, and that's who raised me. So it was like, science projects were real, bro. She went hard on that. She was
even like, now,
she wasn't just a science teacher. She was like one of those like accolades, like award winning, like fucking crazy. Dang. You know what I'm saying? Like people would randomly show up, like 5 years graduate and be like, "Oh, Miss Ramsey, you're the best teacher. You fucking got my shit." You know, I grew up like seeing that. You know, she was the coolest fucking science teacher ever. And so yeah, science was a big deal in my house. But art was also a big deal. Like, honestly, it was meant to be. Because
they go hand in hand.
They do.
Yeah, dude. I was like, I grew up in Alvarado and in Keene. And because my grandma taught in Keene. And so I was a trouble kid, you know. So I would kind of like bounce around, like back and forth between the schools. But Keene was really cool because they had like really interactive art programs. Like, they had this teacher named Miss Pitts who was huge, badass teacher. I mean, she was just like really good artist, did all this crazy shit. She loved her job and she loved to teach kids. And she also happened to be really good friends with my grandma. And so, like, I had an in with her, you know? And so, really early on, I was, like, one of her, like, kind of, like, you know, protégés or whatever, you know? And so, she would take me in. I would spend hours while my grandma was finishing up her schoolwork and shit. Like, you know, because teachers have to stay late. You know, they do other shit. So, I would be in the art building. You know, I'd be hanging out with Miss Pitts and that shit. Like, I would join all the art contests. I pretty much was in the top 3, pretty much all through grade school. You know, like, I either won, got second or third, you know. So, like, I was known as being, like, an artist in Keene. And then I went to Alvarado because Keene didn't have football. And so, like, when we switched to, like, school football, like, no longer the youth association, I went to Alvarado because I wanted to play ball. And I didn't have anywhere to, like, express my art. And so I kind of just let it go, you know, like I didn't really fuck with it.
What kind of art was it?
What do you mean?
Well, because like I see your art now, and it's very like physical,
like constructive,
yeah. Versus
dude, I used to love to draw. Like I was big into just pencil work. Nice. I loved pencil, and so like it's crazy. I mean, I don't know, y'all probably have never seen like my art because like she's the you know, the master of the craft.
Man, he's good too.
I'm pretty good. Yeah, like, I'm not great, but I'm pretty good.
He helped me with the mural I did out in Waco, you know, and like I don't trust, like, for real, nobody really to fucking paint with me. Like, I really don't. And like, I trust him though, because I feel like he's got a steady hand, he's got an eye for it, you know.
Yeah, y'all have like the same vision.
Yeah,
y'all are connected.
Yeah, exactly. And if he messes up, he'll tell me, you know, or if I mess up, you know, it's like we're just on the same page. It's great to paint together.
Like if you had asked me what I was gonna do, all the way up until like the 6th grade, it was like, I'm gonna be an artist. Like that was my life, was my passion, and then sports, you know, it's really just ideology. Like your parents raise you like, you gotta play ball, you're a boy, you know what I'm saying? You can't be doing this. And that's for girls.
And I feel like you said you grew up a lonely child, and I feel like you're always trying to find friends. You grew up alone. And football, sports, team, like that's where everyone goes to.
Yeah, and I grew up with these kids. Like we went to the youth association. Like I knew them all. I wanted to play ball, and so art. There wasn't a place for art for me until I got into college, and I started like just drawing, you know, all the time, because I was like, the classes were boring as fuck.
Did y'all meet in college, or how did y'all meet?
No, we met in 8th grade.
Yeah.
Like, I moved
from Alvarado to Burleson.
Yeah, and so we met there, and
everybody
like,
hated me.
and like we instantly like clicked. Like we were actually boyfriend and girlfriend for like.
She was like my first friend.
2 whole days.
My first friend.
Then I broke up with him.
2 whole days.
And I broke up with him on a note.
Yeah. Like you know when you have the lunchrooms, and there was these big like long bench seats in front of the cafeteria, and we would always sit next to each other and like sit there and talk or whatever. Well, this day, like her friend sat next to me, and she sat on the other side, and I was like,
something's
up. What's going on?
Yeah, you know, like whatever. And then she just like hands her the note, and she hands it to me, and I'm like, you know, it was something stupid. Yeah, it's like I think we should break up or some shit. And you know, and I had just moved to school. I barely knew anybody. You know,
but to be clear, to be real, my mom, hella strict mom at the time. Like I didn't really like actually have to like a boyfriend until like after I got out of the house, like graduated type shit, you know. Like before then, I was like, I can have a boyfriend and go to school, but like I can't have a boyfriend and like hang out or nothing like that. I had like I just get to see him at school, so it's kind of pointless, you know.
And it was stupid anyways, because we had like every class together. In the 7th or in the 8th grade, we had like
every single class.
So you had to see her after y'all broke up?
Yes, like every class. Yeah,
we had the same homeroom.
We like didn't have like 1 or 2 periods out of the whole day, and so
you're like sharpening your pencil, like.
Yeah, fucking bitch. No, I'm just kidding. No, it was cool. Like
we started fighting.
I can see that.
Yeah, for real. Like get the wood shade and fucking throw all on her.
Yeah, no, I couldn't afford to X-Nate because I didn't have any friends, you know. So we were still cool.
No, we were cool. Yeah, like we still were a thing. Like even after we broke up, you know, we just always had that fling there.
Yeah, and then in high school it was like on the DL, you know. Like,
he took my virginity.
Like nobody. Yeah, like,
you heard it first on the juice. You heard it first.
To get juicy.
No, honestly, the story is crazy because I was like kind of a bad kid. Like I grew up in Garden Acres in this neighborhood, and all the kids here were like bad. Like everybody here was like, we would always go to like Benbrook and like party and shit. I'd be hanging out with kids like 10 years older than me. You know, like everybody was just real bad, and so we would always go do this crazy ass shit. Like it was my freshman year. And we were going doing this crazy ass shit because I didn't know nobody. I was trying to like make friends and shit. So whoever the fuck wanted to hang out, like, yeah, let's go hang out, you know. And so we were getting all this crazy shit. And then we also happened to have a class with her freshman year. It was like math. And my group, like, we never did shit because we were all the bad kids. So like we would come in and she sat in the same group with us.
And I had like the strict ass mom. So like literally every like Monday I'd be like fucking like all ears of what they
did. We'd be like talking about what we all did that weekend.
You'd be like, dude, you fucking Ashley got naked at the
Yeah, bro, we be telling the craziest stories because we were all there, excluding Sam. She was the only one that wasn't like at the party.
At home, my sisters, like what the hell?
Yeah, and so she'd just be sitting there quiet, like, wow, this seems really cool, you know. And it was eventually she was just,
bro, don't worry, I wasn't into any of the fun shit.
Yeah, eventually she was just like, I want to do it.
I know at the time, like all my homies were like, yeah, we're like having sex now, and I'm like, damn, I need to get in on that, you know. I'm left behind over here. So
she approached me. She was like I want to do it, but I don't like know anybody that I want to like do it with, you know, and I was just like,
to me, because I was like, yeah.
She was like, I've known you for a while, like we're cool.
I didn't
like,
want to just do it with anybody.
She was like, she didn't want to do it with anybody, like.
And now
I was shocked
because
I was
that's what I'm
like,
saying. Yeah, at the time I was like,
I'm a piece of shit, you know, like, I'm a terrible person right now, but I mean, it worked out great.
It worked out. We're doing good. Yeah.
We're still here.
Now you'll have a wonderful baby.
That's what I'm saying. Who would have thought, right?
You'll have a prodigy baby.
Yeah. And it was weird because like we were like sneaky like all through high school, like didn't date. Like nobody.
He would have girlfriends like legit, and like in the hallway we would like hug and like we
just
wouldn't say hi, just hug.
Yeah,
class.
And like nobody knew, you know,
casual.
Yeah, and I didn't think anybody knew
to
either.
Each other just in public.
Yeah, she would be like dating dudes, and they would like low key like hate me, bro. And
all my boyfriends.
Well, now you know why.
Yeah, well, I would find. Yeah, I figured out why. It turned out. Yeah. It was from that. I lost a lot of good friends over that.
Damn, no.
Like that.
They wasn't good friends if you lost them over that.
Exactly.
True. But
it's like it was meant to be.
We have a pretty cool.
Y'all have like y'all soulmates. Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like y'all have y'all soul tied together.
Yeah, great. Like it's kind of weird because like, dude, it really was like love at first sight. Because like I was just like, immediately was like attracted to him.
Yeah,
it was weird. I don't know.
To me, it trips me out because of our past. Like a lot of people don't know how big into art I was. That was a part of my life that I kind of kept to myself. You know, like that was my thing. I didn't really tell people, you know, or talk about it. I would do like if you went to Keene, you knew I was into art because I entered all the fucking art like competitions. But like other than that, nobody really knew that shit. And so, like...
And Keene is so tiny, too.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people don't even know where Keene is. It's known as, like, Christian because of the Seventh-day Adventists. Like, they kind of took over the town.
Exactly.
I kind of grew up right next to Keene, so I remember going and, like, everything's closed Friday night, and I'm like, why? I had to understand that, and... I always loved to go play tennis over there, and I couldn't go play tennis in those courts after a certain time.
Yeah, they're weird like that. But, so anyways, like, I kind of, like... left that part of my life, and it always was something of almost a little bit of regret, you know, like I was like, man, like that used to be me, like art was my life, and then I kind of put it on the back burner because I wanted to play sports and I wanted to do all these other things, and then went to another school and started partying, and that took up all my fucking time, you know, because I made friends.
It's weird because I was kind of the same way, like art's always been my thing, like that's always been like one of my strong suits, you know, but like I got into sports and got into my friends and wanted to start partying.
What's your sport?
I did a lot. I did basketball, I did volleyball, softball, I did for many years.
Yeah, she's low-key a beast. Honestly,
track. Like I went all the way to like senior year. I played a bunch of sports.
Let's go join Dank's kickball team.
I saw that. Dude, I feel like we would low key jack.
I've done kickball. It's kind of hard,
bro.
Yeah, it really is.
I tell you what, like, we don't look athletic because we're very slender, but bro, we were both athletes like a motherfucker.
I have a lot of muscle memory. I'd be like,
I worked out just as much as I worked, even after high school. Yeah, I continued. Since Kaya was born was the most time. I've dropped 30 pounds since Kaya was born. Like, in muscle. Like, I just completely lost everything because I don't work out ever. You know what I mean?
No, it happens.
Yeah, and when you're someone who eats really healthy, you just tend to lose weight. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, whenever you don't put on muscle, you're just losing weight.
And you still use the same amount of energy as before, so that's where it all goes.
Yes,
like, you're still using the same strength, but...
Like, in high school, like, sports. I mean, I started partying, so I started quitting sports.
But
I was always like working out, and
that's how I
was a fucking pothead. So I just smoke, eat a lot, and just work out.
Like,
I didn't really get into smoking because my mom was strict. So like, I would smoke like whenever I would go party, and so like that would be like in the week. My mom, for some reason, was like hated everybody else, but she loved Dakota. And like Dakota was like the most partiest motherfucker.
Yeah, it was so weird.
It was so weird. But I was like, okay, cool. It worked out for me. Yeah, I got to go out.
No, she had no idea. She
thought I was just
she had no idea. Yeah,
so you're a good kid.
And
you're white.
Smoke on the weekends, do my thing, and then like I graduated, and basically I was like, Mom, I'm 18, I get to do whatever the fuck I want, you know. So like I basically that's when I started like buying my own weed and stuff, and I started partying a lot, and I ended up going to jail.
What?
Yeah.
For what?
basically, wrong place, wrong time.
I feel like that's your mom's "I told you so."
Yeah.
This is why
literally, like, it was kind of.
Yeah, I hear that conversation already.
Yep. Kind of, but not really, because I really didn't do anything. I was just like, I literally got wrapped up in somebody else's bullshit, you know. So that's basically it. But it was like a big deal.
It was some big bullshit.
Big bullshit, yeah, for sure. But like, shouts out to him. You know, he actually was like took the rap for everything. You know what I'm saying?
A1, bro.
Yeah,
he's cool as fuck for that.
For sure.
He took the
but it's funny because me going to jail, I got hella grounded, so grounded. Like, even though I was 18, I was still living at my mom's, and so they were like, "We bailed you out of jail." My bail was like almost $2,000. So like
$2,000.
I was like that. They were like, at the time I wasn't working.
10%.
They were like
10% of your bill. So the real bill was $20,000.
Yeah, they were like.
I don't have to ask you that. But
it wasn't my shit. It was just, it was just like I had
like paraphernalia, like
a lot, just a lot of there's.
Yeah, it was just a lot of shit.
It's a lot of shit, basically. Yeah, a lot of Fs, and I got 4 Fs basically.
Yeah, 4 major Fs.
I was like just fresh out of high school, and I was like, dude. What am I gonna do? Who's gonna hire me? What am I gonna? You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I got you.
So, but he was cool. He took the whole rap for it because I really didn't have anything to do with it. You know what I'm saying? I was just there.
Yeah.
And so it all got dropped. But like, I got hella grounded from my mom and my dad. And so literally, I had my dad like I had to get a job at the time. I wasn't working, so I was like, okay. So I started working at Little Caesars. Those were at Little Caesars slinging pizzas. Shout out Little Caesars.
They do have some
but
good
also
pizza.
fuck them though at the same time.
Everything's a part of the come up story.
Yeah. So I started slinging slinging pizzas at Little Caesars. Not slinging pizzas. Slinging pepperoni,
special Parmesan on
olives, etc.
Don't touch the special sauce.
Started slinging pizzas, Little Caesars, and I would just go there, go to work, come home, and like that's when I got back into drawing again because I had nothing else to do. My parents took my phone, everything. I was like super rounded, so like I would just go to work, come home, and fucking just draw all night. Have this little tablet.
Life put you back in your place.
No, for real. And then that's when I was like, I want to be a tattoo artist. That's like I was actually pretty good, you know. Like I was starting to take it more seriously, and I was like 18, 19. And so that's when I was like decided because that was the plan before anyway. Before I got in trouble was to go to school for like graphic design, but I was like there to get my basics right now. You know what I'm saying at the time. So I was working my way towards that. So I always knew I was going to do art, but that situation in particular was like grounding. Yeah, because I was like, man, like I got in hella trouble, and like that was like all I had. You know, was just drawing. You know, and so I just knew that was a sign, like that's what I'm supposed to do, you know. So like
I feel like I was a late bloomer like y'all, like where in high school you're just worrying about the partying or like whatever, and but like creativity and art or music was always there, but it was just like I didn't realize until like after high school, and almost the same way too, where like I got arrested, and right at the end of like my senior year, and I was like, fuck. What am I gonna do? I had all these plans to like go to college, get the fuck out of my house because I don't want to be there no more. And like, then I was like, wait, like, let me start fucking around with this music because that's what I really want to do.
It's weird how life will humble you like that and make you realize like
the path you're supposed to be
on. Like, it's so weird. And that's why even now, like to this day, like I feel like I've been pretty successful so far of what I've been doing. And there's times where it's like, it's not so. There's not a lot coming in sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, but I feel right about it. Like, I feel like this is what I'm supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. No matter if it's going good or not, I feel like I'm in the right place, you know? And I feel like if I just keep grinding at it, I'm doing what makes me happy, you know? So, like, that's really the goal is to be happy, but to be successful and also be, like, a good mom, a good wife.
Yeah, you know? And that's as a goal for me is, like I feel like when you're with somebody and you have like it's kind of like a give and take, you know, and so there's a times where I want her to focus on her career. I want her to like be able to focus on that, and also our daughter. And so I'm like, all right, I'll hit the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll fucking fuck with my company. Like I'll try to like do as much as I can to try and build something for us, and like don't worry about the money. Like worry about building like what you need to build, figuring out what you need to figure out, and actually like making this into what your vision is, you know, because
shouts out time. Skyview.
Right. It takes time, bro. As an artist or as a brand, it takes a lot of time in the background. You have to like really position yourself. You have to meet a lot of people. You have to network. You have to create all kinds of shit.
Yeah.
You know, and like you can be creating really dope shit, but if nobody values it, then it's just dope shit that with like a really low ticket price. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then like in 20 years when you've made it, that same thing you created that you would have sold for a couple hundred, now it's worth thousands and thousands of dollars. And it's just...
Yeah, dude, that's literally what I want is like, even if I don't see the success now, I want to see my family or somebody to see it eventually. Mm-hmm. Even if it doesn't happen, I just want to leave my mark somehow.
Most people though, you know, what happens is they have their dream with art, or but they also have to make money. And those don't always align.
Yeah. That's the beautiful thing about being in a relationship, though, is that you get to support each other. Like, you know, a lot of our culture is like, just fuck bitches, get money, and the girls are like, just get dick or whatever. But like, you don't see it at the end of the day. Like, there's beauty to being able to have your person.
No, for real, like, it's a team.
Once you find the person that you can be like that with, it's just beautiful.
Like, my dream,
you can do so much more.
Like, I need to build this shit, and she needs to build her shit.
For sure, and I feel like we're just like seeds right now. Like we've been, you know, we've had some success, you know, but like to me, there's so much more I want to do. You know, and like I feel like I don't want to stress myself out trying to do everything right now because I have a lot of shit going on outside of art in my career. You know, like I said, like my daughter, you know, my house, my husband and shit, you know, my wife.
You don't know about it.
It's the juice, yeah. You know what I meant. But yeah, so I don't know. It's a balance, you know, for sure. But you know,
dripping juice in my notebook.
We'll get there, and as long as we can still have fun and create, you know, like that's what I was trying to say earlier. Is like it's so weird that I kind of like lost touch with that part of my life, and then. And then me and Sam didn't talk for like a long time. You know, like it was a while where we would go on periods where we just like wouldn't talk, you know, for like a long time, and then randomly like cross paths again, like see each other at a party or like whatever, and then it would just start.
It's kind of weird because like when we got back together, it's like our grandpas had both passed away,
and we both went to jail.
Same year. And we both went to jail
like
same
a week
year.
of each other.
2013.
It was really weird. So we were both going through the same bullshit, like court and fucking. Yeah, and
that sounds like twin flames.
That's what I'm saying, dude. It was weird. It was really weird.
Y'all are definitely tied together.
Yeah.
And especially now that y'all have a kid, y'all are definitely tied together.
Our birthdays. Okay, I'm June 23rd. He's March 23rd. Isn't that weird? So it's 23 is like our number. Yeah. My sisters both are on the 23rd of October.
Yeah, wait, are y'all both Geminis?
No, he's a Aries. I'm a Cancer.
Yeah, that's why if you ever see a brand, you'll randomly see the number 23.
I got it tattooed right here on me.
My number's 13.
Because like 23 is like our lucky number, bro.
Nice.
We love that.
I see it everywhere.
Yeah. Hey, it's 2023.
That's what I'm saying.
Our year.
Y'all's here. Exactly.
Yeah. And so when I came back into the picture with her, she was like living her like artist life again. You know, she was like drawing all that's after she had been in trouble, been grounded, so she was drawing all the time. And I was just like so attracted to that. You know, to me because that's like a part of me so much, and I like hid it for so long, and I like didn't fuck with it. You know, I went to college, I started fucking with it again and drawing and stuff, but like I didn't know anyone else that really fucked with like art. You know, and so I've always been like connected with her. I think through that, like, it's been a major connection because, like, I feel just, like, really tied to her. You know what I mean? She's an artist. Like, I feel like an artist at heart, even though I don't do art like she does. Like, I've always been big into it.
Man, because to me, honestly, like, it's not even, like, of course, like, everybody wants to be successful. Everybody wants to make fucking money, you know what I'm saying? But, like, to me, that's, like, whether I make money or not, like, I'm happy doing that, you know, like, I enjoy doing what I'm doing.
Drawing.
You know? So it's, like, it's crazy to me now that, like, that's even, like, that's what I do, you know, I don't do anything else, but, like, do that. You know,
she would like work at the. She was pretty
living your dream.
That's what I'm saying exactly. Even though it can be hard
sometimes.
And come home every day on these little bar tab receipts and like have some like extravagant fucking big pen drawing that like it was just crazy, bro.
Shouts out Baby Dolls. They would let me draw
like booklets
during my bartending shift.
Yeah, they would just let her draw.
They would let me draw, dude. Yeah.
And it was so tight, bro. I was just like, dude, that's so fucking cool, you know. And so I've lived vicariously through her, you know. And then eventually, like, I started drawing again, and we would just sit there and get drunk and like draw, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's fun. It's like our little twisted.
What the fuck is that?
Painting with a twist.
Yeah, painting with a twist. Yeah.
That's so funny. On my first date with my Dakota, I was actually drawing. I have a boyfriend named Dakota, but I was actually sitting there so nervous. I started drawing like a cat and stuff, and then he like looked at it. He's like, "Oh, that's cute." And I was just like, "I don't know what I'm doing right now." I was just like so nervous, but like literally, I was drawing on the back of one of the receipts.
Yep. That's
so that's fucking awesome that y'all do that shit for fun.
So, I still have a lot of the bar tabs that I would draw on. I literally probably have like at least 200 of them.
Dude, when she talks about characters,
instead of like an album photo book, y'all need to have
I really,
she's got
really
like hundreds. I mean, hundreds of characters that she's just made.
Because at Baby Dolls, actually, I feel like that's where my art flourished. Is because I never brought any kind of pencils with me. I was going to work. I was bartending. You know what I'm saying? Why do I need a fucking pencil kit for? Yeah. So I would they had these cool ass little big pens that I used to draw with all the time. That's all we had in the bar tabs. So I didn't have no eraser, no nothing. So like I feel like my art really flourished there because I would have to be creative and I couldn't mess up. Because
big pen, no
mistakes. Yeah, exactly. I didn't have an eraser, so like I literally had to just come up with something in my head and just keep going with it. You know?
Yeah.
And I got really
what
good.
does Bob Ross say? There's no mistake. It's a happy little accident.
Yeah.
Just keep going from
Yeah,
there.
no, for real. That's
when I was in college,
at the bar, at the strip club.
I would just draw like a random figure while I was like listening to the instructor, and then I would just turn that into like a Japanese traditional, like either a foo dog or like a dragon. I've got a whole booklet of just random like foo dogs and like just random shit. Like it's always Japanese because I've always been big into the Japanese culture. Like I fucking like live and die.
He actually got me into the Japanese.
So what's your favorite like anime, like Japanese anime?
Dude, that in traditional style like tattoo art.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Hand in hand.
For sure.
Honestly, that's hard to pinpoint for me because I've watched so many that I really enjoy.
Top 3, like the ones that just stood out to you the most.
Okay. Princess Mononoke for sure. Spirited Away. I really like the creator of Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke, and he's got another one. But honestly, I'm drawing a blank because of the tequila. But like those two. Have you ever seen Princess Mononoke? No?
I've seen Spirited Away.
I got that motherfucker tattooed on my leg. I love that movie so much. It's just so tight. Like, honestly, it's so cool. And Spirited Away, you seen that one?
Yes.
Fucking amazing. He made that after he'd like gotten all his money and had the money for production, so it's like beautifully crafted. I mean,
yeah, dude. Beautiful. Even like from the opening scene, dude, it's just like that's.
But Spirited Away is like with all his money. But if you go back to Princess Mononoke, that's where he like made his money. Like so that's like all raw, bro. Like they were that's all hand sketch, like legit hand sketch.
It trips you out even more too because
so
I'm like to me like I'm starting to work with animation more, and I'm just like, dude, I know that shit took so much time.
Yeah, because they were drawing
so much time.
Drawings
yeah, they don't even have the AI that we have now. You know,
crazy, can't imagine.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like it was like scene for scene, basically.
Yeah, dude.
It's crazy.
My hands would get tired.
You have to have a love for the craft at that point.
For sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, dude, Princess Mononoke was one of the at the time, it was one of the highest grossing. You know.
So isn't Akira like that, where it's like frame by frame?
Yeah. Exactly.
Have you ever seen that one?
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen it, but I've heard.
Dude, I've seen. Yeah. I had a low key obsession with.
He showed me actually a lot more. Like I didn't.
I was
really
that kid when Blockbuster was alive, bro. Blockbuster used to have an entire anime section. You know, like just both sides of the fucking little aisle of like all kinds of anime, and a lot of it was like. Honestly, you should not have been renting that shit if you were under like 21. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was basically anime porn, but it was also like really gory fucking fight scenes. You know what I mean and shit. But they would also have really terrible rape scenes and all kinds of shit that you just should not. Dude, I'm telling you, that shit was like because in Japan and they have different types of anime. It's like adult anime. It's not for kids. You know what I mean? And
It's like what Family Guy or like fucking South Park would be to us.
Yeah,
like shit. Family Guy doesn't even get that intense.
What?
Isn't a lot of like so in Japan or in China like isn't a lot of it that what we see like not up to standard to what they're allowed to see? Because there's like a government ran where like they filter what their is able to see.
Well, but they
have
their
more
own like
recent,
subculture
though, right?
for anime.
It figures out a way to like
to get around.
Yeah.
And what they'll
Which is
do,
crazy.
what they'll do is they'll show it, but they'll just blur out the parts. So they can show whatever. They just can't show genitalia. You know what I'm saying? So they can show anything. They can show a vivid rape scene as long as they don't show the genitals. They'll just blur it out.
Crazy.
And that's it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's their way around that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I really love Japanese traditional, even though they have some really vivid rape scenes in a lot of their shit. Like it's still.
So I'm thinking the foreign films and like even like the.
Yeah, I never really watched
Dakota.
I'm just saying, if you ever watched Blockbuster, like went to Blockbuster and went through the anime section, about 2/3 of the movies in there are like rapey, very rapey. But
Old Boy. You ever seen that
movie?
Paperboy? Old Boy. Old Boy. Actually, no, it's funny that you say that because like even people from those countries, like they say like that's like. It happens so often that it's like a common thing. Like it's like, it's not an uncommon thing to be a woman and on a subway bus because that's like a universal thing of like their transportation. It's pretty rare that people actually have a family car.
Yeah.
And that most women will experience that at least once in their life.
Yeah, and you have to hush. It's actually a disgrace to the woman. Isn't that some weird shit? You get raped and it's a disgrace to you.
Yeah, it's like shame on you.
It says something about you.
Yeah, you should have fought to the death. That's their entire motive on that. You should have fought to the death. So because
and I feel like women now are still like ashamed of that. Like
what is that, bro? That's a weird culture.
In those countries, they want to have sons.
Oh, yeah, that is true. So daughters are already.
They're only allowed to have so many kids over there. So like, a bunch of the girls get put up for adoption over there.
Yeah, well, or just sold to the state. Like state-run Olympics. You know?
So we learned in the last podcast that in China, like you can only have like 2 kids.
2 kids.
Oh yeah.
And if you have any more than that, like this is what I had read before, is like women would run into this forest and bury their babies. If they were girl babies, they run in there and bury them too because they didn't want to have 2 females. They didn't want to have girls. They wanted to have boys.
Yeah.
So like there's literally a forest where there's a bunch of, it's just fucking sad.
And now they've got an influx of males.
Yeah.
You know, they're overloaded with males and they're like, what the fuck happened? It was like, what happened, bro? You know, what happened? Yeah.
You can't just have males everywhere because males can't reproduce on their own. Like it doesn't work like that. Humans don't work like that.
They're trying to build an army.
That's exactly what it is.
But you can't build an army without women giving birth to men, and with no women, there's not going to be anybody to give birth.
So this is like a weird little side story.
So they won the war, but we won the battle.
Nobody's won anything yet until the world ends. That's whenever people are going to decide who won. Sadly, nothing has been won yet.
True.
True. My mom, conceived me right before she joined the Navy. So she was scheduled to leave out for the Navy, and she had like a concert, or she went to a concert with my dad, and they did the thing in like a van, at the concert, and then she the next day went off to the Navy,
What was the concert?
I have no idea. So I should.
No, yeah, you should definitely ask that.
Yeah, in a van too, like a shagged out van, with the shag carpet.
Whenever she makes you mad, just play the song.
Not the shag from that
dude. Yes, like the shag van. We'll ask my dad next time. He'll fucking.
Despicable Me.
Watch it be like Rod Stewart or something.
No, they were hippie kids, bro. Yeah, but anyway, so she went and joined the Navy, went through boot camp. She was one of those late showers, so she didn't show until she was 7 months. You couldn't tell because she was tiny. And so she finished boot camp, went through all got tear gassed, went through all the training.
With you in there?
Yeah. Didn't know shit.
Have you ever been tear gassed?
No, he has with her in.
Yeah, I got tear gassed.
Watch it have
when I wasn't in for you,
he's immune to pepper spray. And
well, lo and behold, I developed terrible asthma. But that's ironic. But anyways, she went through boot camp and then got stationed. The juice.
The motherfucking juice.
She got stationed in Japan.
Oh God, I'm not ready.
And so like, I actually spent, you know, the first like couple of months of my life.
Can I have a water bottle? Please.
I'd never even been to the United States. As a baby, she was in international waters and then carried me to Japan. And that was like my first place to be.
Dude, I swear he's got a Japanese soul.
Yeah, so like, and she was always obsessed. Yeah, until she got, they finally found out, started to show, and they were like, look, you can either get rid of the baby, because she didn't have like a father. So at the time, the Navy's policy was if you were a bastard child, like, you either left the Navy or you got an abortion. Mm-hmm. And so they gave her the option. They were like, you can either get an abortion, stay in the Navy, or you can get an honorable discharge. And so she was like, I'm out, you know, and so she left and came back. Yeah, and so she's always obsessed with Japanese culture, and so I've always, like, grown up with the fucking, you know, the little, you know, like, fold out things, little scrolls, and, like, like, all the Japanese art, the dragons.
I feel like every Mexican household has this.
He's Japanese.
Dude, my mom had like a little Japanese dragon on her. That was the first tattoo I ever saw, you know. And so like, as soon as I was 18, like I was like, bro, I gotta get it. You know what I'm saying?
Like, that's fucking awesome.
I've always been obsessed with
Japanese
culture.
I want to get one too.
Japanese traditional art is like the best, bro.
Let's go get some dragon tattoos.
So tight. Any cartoons that use Japanese traditional, fucking badass. Like that Primal show. Remember that Primal cartoon?
Yeah, dude. Yes.
Oh my
God.
Shouts
out Prime. It's on HBO Max. I don't know if it's still on there.
Somebody watched that shit.
Opal?
Nobody watches it.
Yes.
What do you think about Jackie Chan?
It's my shit.
Like my favorite. This one, even this one has
well, he's Chinese, right?
Yeah.
But he's also a badass. He does his own stunts and shit. I mean, you can't fuck around with that.
There's a place in Colorado. We can go get some really nice opal.
I think you're right.
We looked it up. He's Chinese.
I know Jackie Chan's Chinese. Jet Li's Chinese?
I think so, yeah. I think we looked it up. Remember, I was like, is he I said the same thing.
No, I got
Jackie
Let's not have that conversation.
Jackie Chan is honestly like straight up OG.
Dude, for real.
I can't wear rings.
Like, he's cool as fuck.
Do you see what he said about his son? That he's not gonna leave his fortune to him. He's gonna donate it away. And he's like, if my son wants to be good like me, he's gonna make his own money.
Who said that?
Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan. I could see it coming from that guy.
Yeah.
I can see it coming from him.
I'm so mad.
I know.
That's how you go. That's how you go. It's mine.
What are you gonna do? You're gonna fucking fight your dad? You're
gonna fight the drunken master, bro. That's what I always loved about Jackie Chan.
He does his own stunts.
He was never so. If you compare Jet Li to Jackie Chan, Jet Li bad the fuck ass in all his movies. Like he's like, you know, leashed, you know, or unleashed or whatever. Yeah. Like, he's just like the fucking, you know, the man. Jackie Chan was always like the drunken master. Like he was like the guy that like, stumbles, almost gets beat up, but always somehow figures out a way to get on and beat somebody.
That's
you know?
His thing is that he gets his ass beat.
Yeah,
he does.
But he wins every time. And that's what I always loved about Jackie Chan, man. That motherfucker.
He's like the surprise motherfucker.
He wanted the pain. He wanted that pain.
He's human. You know what I'm saying? Like a badass fucking person.
He's obtainable. Like he's like what he is.
There won't be another Jackie Chan.
No.
Not that'll make you laugh.
No.
He was in Rush Hour.
It isn't corny.
He was in Rush Hour, dude.
Oh yeah.
Legendary.
Have you ever seen where like they asked Jackie Chan about the first time that he met Chris Tucker?
No.
He's always like, bro, he wouldn't shut the fuck up. He's like, I got to the meeting, and Chris Tucker's just like yelling and saying all this shit.
Jackie!
Yeah, shit like that. Yeah, he's like.
Why was that such a good impression?
Oh my god.
Dude, no, never mind. I'm not gonna ask you that.
Well, shit, I feel like we might have to. Okay, so do y'all have any like upcoming shows or anything like that we need to be on the lookout for?
Planning.
Well, you know, like I don't know. I have the most set-in thing that I have is with the garage men's grooming. Like the owner, Danny. You know, we went to high school with her, but we get along really well. You know, I've done all of her murals that she has at the garage. So she's opening a new one. I forget where, but I'm supposed to be doing that one next, and that's supposed to be coming up pretty soon. So I know I have that coming up. I get homies hitting me up for random shit all the time, whether it's like logo design.
So if someone's like watching this right now and they want something to,
dude, anything,
done for
yeah,
them
I do logos. I do I can do people too. Like I've recently just discovered that I did a Mac Miller mural at the
Creators Don't Die.
Yeah, Creators Don't Die, and like, dude, like I did that one. Like I was just like, I never did a fucking like realism type shit before, and like I did it, and I was just trying it, and I did pretty good at it. I felt like, you know,
ones to do your first one at. And you kill it at that place. It's a good location.
That's what I'm saying. I was like, man, it's a good opportunity. I met up with him, you know, and I was like, you know, I feel like I should do this, you know. So I just went ahead and winged it, and it came out really well, and I got a lot of good feedback. I got a lot of job opportunities after that. Hawaiian Falls, they hit me up recently, but I don't. Yeah, I've done work for them before. I don't.
Free life pass for you?
No, hell no.
They better.
They gave us the summer. Yeah, it was cool.
Hell no. Tell them next time. I want to come as long as my art is up.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Yeah, we've gone there a couple times.
But it's always like, okay, we take Kai, and then we always know that when we have to leave, it's gonna be like hell.
And it's like that for every child, because when we went to go paint the mural, we were there several days, and like every time, like towards the end, it'd be like 3 or 4 o'clock, you'd see like parents exiting, and you'd hear every child be like, no, like crying, like
just
like
dying,
bro.
And our kid did the same thing.
Travesty, yeah.
She was just dying when we had to leave.
Yeah, so that was an experience, but it was cool. You know, but you know, I don't really know. I try to grab every opportunity that comes my way. You know, whether it comes to like shows or murals or whatever, logo design, whatever. You know, I can do a lot. So I try to put myself out there, and I'm open to whatever.
Like I said,
well, if y'all ever need that, y'all know who to go to.
Yep.
DM,
Hit
PM.
me in the DMs, PMs, emails.
WhatsApp.
Yeah. Not the ones I don't.
Hey, WhatsApp is getting big again.
I don't get what the point of WhatsApp is.
It's getting big again.
International countries use it a lot.
Just
my sister
like
had one too.
America, but like the rest of the world, and that's WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Like Snapchat, but the rest of the world.
I mean, Facebook.
I feel like if I get asked, do you have WhatsApp? I'm just like,
yeah. I know. What's that?
I got Cash App.
I now half trust you.
Yeah.
If you ask me that, I now half trust you.
See, I did get asked that by this lady that works in Honduras because their phone numbers don't work over here, so that's the main thing that they use.
You gotta get a collect card.
So that's the thing is like, if you are out of this country, then you can't sign up for a lot of shit that we have because we sign up with our phone numbers and emails.
That makes sense.
Other people, anybody can sign up for a WhatsApp besides the United States, you know.
Even all the scammers out there.
Yeah, even them
I'm
too.
saying if it's like somebody that you know lives here.
Scammers are everywhere.
Dakota's been so hacked on Facebook for like the past 6 months.
What have you looked at that gets you hacked?
No, dude.
He keeps like the hacker keeps messaging me.
She started the virus, bro.
The hacker keeps messaging me like, look who died.
Look who died.
Look who
somebody
died.
you know.
Oh my god.
And I'm like driving, fucking like
doing
all kinds of shit.
So
I just clicked on it because I'm like, who died? You know, I thought my mom. She's a trustworthy source. You know, like my mom.
She was already hacked.
Yeah, and so I fucking click on it and it like went to a blank page and I was like, oh whatever. And then like about 30 minutes later, people started like just hitting me up. You know,
when
like,
we got here. When we got here, we were like ringing on Nell's doorbell or knocking, and my aunt literally just texted me saying, "Dakota been trying to tell me who died since January."
Bro, and so they'll send it to like everybody in my Facebook, and they'll say like, "Look who died," and I'll know if somebody read it because they'll send me back, "Look who died." You know,
make a new one.
It's even funnier too because like after I got the message from my aunt, I got like a message from Dakota saying, "Look who died." I was like, "Dude, out of here."
I'm here to tell this hell.
Yeah,
a lot of people.
Because I'll see them. They'll send it back to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you fucking opened it, bro. You know, like what am I gonna do? I can't stop it. I don't. They've got.
It's a virus.
Like once every week. I
think you gotta make a new account.
Yeah, so I have to delete my Facebook. I've never deleted my Facebook.
Because
it's the same one. It's OG Facebook.
This has been going on for like a year now.
I can't get rid of it.
You gotta let it go.
You've been telling "Look who died" for a year.
Almost.
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Yeah.
Have you changed your password or anything?
No, No, I mean they already have it. They've already hacked into my account. They know how to access it. So.
Nah, you need to deactivate that shit and make
a new one,
bro. Keep it going.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody's gonna
hack the U.S.
You gonna remember me, right?
Hey, whether it's me or not.
Right. Damn. Man. Well, I guess on that note, we'll go ahead and pour up our last shot.
I got a question real quick.
Okay,
what's up?
Ask the question. You grab the bottle.
I have another question too.
When do you guys see like at least one little song maybe that people can listen to?
Now.
Yeah, I've listened to her song.
Yeah, on SoundCloud.
Yeah,
I listened to her song.
So we have a couple more in the works right now. It's just like I'm kind of hesitant to like they're on private they're only available on SoundCloud, but they're on private right now because like, dude, I'm just kind of like we just started like in like late November, you know, so like I feel like to me. Like we jam out, you know what I'm saying? Like we have a good time, but like we're just so picky, and so I'm just like kind of hesitant to put them out because I'm just like, dude, like I want them to sound good, obviously, you know, but like
that's the artist in both of you guys, so
no, for sure, you know, but at the same time, it's like, dude, like I just started, I don't give a fuck, you know, like if judge me or not, you know, I'm literally learning right now. I'm taking a course.
Nice.
On how to do it, you know. So,
but honestly, who cares?
Exactly.
That's what we've learned.
At the same,
people you just started.
Yeah,
nah, bro.
And at the same time, dude, I'm an artist. I put myself out there anyway, so it's like every time I put something out there, I'm always low key embarrassed. You know, I'm just like, it's like too much. But
like, I just started. It's you trying to take care of the reaction, like you're afraid of like people being like, oh, it's not good.
Yeah,
it's like who cares, you know? Like,
exactly.
But you know what? The people judging aren't doing shit.
No, for sure. And I know both sides of that because I'm just like, dude, like I know people.
I think all of us are like have
people are gonna judge me,
and
like, dude, it's just like, dude, I give a fuck, but I don't give a fuck at the same time because at the same time, like my insecurities are telling me like I'm scared of what people are gonna think. But at the same time, I'm just like, dude, like, people are gonna judge me regardless of what I do, no matter what. So
and
it's like,
we have a blast making it.
And we have such a good time, and it's just like, dude, like, I really do feel like this is the path that we should go down. You know,
well,
it's just like, man, whether I suck or not, it's like, I'm at least trying.
Bro,
you know,
we know it's a banger when we put it on the radio because so we're kind of like ghetto, right? We have to like. We play on the laptop. Laptop has like shit sound, you know. So
we don't have no.
It's like all the same. Okay. You can't tell the difference between.
You don't have speakers or anything yet?
No.
We have one little speaker.
We play it on the laptop, and then if it sounds fire on the laptop, then we're like, all right, so we need to take it to the next step. We put it on the radio. Yeah. You know, if it sounds fire on the radio, then we're like, all right, now it needs to go to the truck because the truck has like surround, equalized like sound, and that'll really tell you if you're tuned.
No, that's a good way to tune or like to mix it like that.
Yeah,
and laptop, like I mean, especially phone too, because laptop and phone is almost the same. Like the audio is not as good.
Yeah, so we're very on the low production end of that. You know, we're trying to get the sound right. We still gotta get a lot more equipment. But to me,
I'm out of the juice. That's why we're doing.
I'm planning to like build a studio eventually. You know, like I really want to like turn this full circle type thing. But for now, all we have is a laptop and like a little Bluetooth speaker that we use, which is actually a pretty good speaker. You know, and then no, it ain't little. Yeah, we got a good one. But like. So like when we make a song, we're like, let's go listen to it in the truck. You know, like
that's the 90s.
For real. Yeah, so we don't have like a lot of equipment to make it sound right.
That's still a real thing though. That's still a real thing because there's a like Young Thug's engineer. He said like one night he had to do is one of his like famous songs, and he had to turn it in the next day, and they like came back and said like, hey, I have to like change something up in the mix. And he's like, I had no studio to rent. It was like 3 a.m. at this time. And he's like, so I just rented an Uber and told him to drive around, and I just mixed the song in the car. And that's how he did it. He turned it in the next day like that.
It works, bro.
Yeah, dude. It's just, honestly, we work with what we got.
Crazy equalizers.
Oh, yeah. Because the boost and everything. Like bass.
I have to turn the bass way down. Yeah.
You get a of the whole spectrum.
Every platform we listen to it on is different, you know. Oh, yeah, so we try to, I don't know, we work with what we got, like I said, you know, and we'll eventually get up to that point to where we start investing.
Now it's just a hobby. We like doing it.
Yeah, we just started. So like, I feel like this is really the direction we're gonna start going. So like, if anybody who follows Flo-Ink, just start expecting to
Gorillas.
see. Yeah, just start seeing. Yeah, exactly. That's where we're going.
Cheers to that. Let's take a shot. No, we're not done yet. I want you to ask your question after this shot.
No, I feel like we should end it with the shot though.
Oh, okay.
I agree.
Let's okay. Well, I'm ready for the first like Flo-Ink event.
No,
with
that's
y'all
also,
like actually DJing and performing on it because I think that'd be fucking
works.
dope.
Yes.
Dude. Dope.
I know we've been sleeping on that shit, but
yeah.
that's some shit going on.
Yeah. Well, I got another last question to end it with. What's y'all's like main goal at least for this year that y'all want to accomplish, or maybe a couple goals that y'all want to do at least by the end of this year that you have in mind?
Put out music.
Full album.
Yeah, full album.
Yep, with animations.
Okay.
Yeah, like, and you know, like obviously bear with us. We're learning everything from scratch, you know. But like this is what we want to grow into. So that's where this is the seed basically being planted now.
She's being modest. She already makes cool animations with the fucking iPad, like.
But
all they are is just simple, you know,
that's
like.
What I'm saying. Stop saying you just.
I know she keeps trying to downplay. The animation she makes on the iPad still look cool.
So,
it's true.
We talk about all the time where it's like we do that unintentionally, but it's like a habit.
Yeah.
Because like you're trying to stop the.
Well, because I know. To me, I know that there's better programs out there.
But it doesn't matter.
I know. But to me, it's just like, you know, this is like. I want to get more into it, you know, and this is just like kind of this is where I'm starting. Yeah,
just like exactly.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to be real, you know, like this is like I'm just starting this shit. Like, don't expect me to be like I'm going to animation school, I'm going to fucking music school, like all this. Like I'm doing little by little and learning.
Have you heard of Blender? Blender. Okay.
Nothing.
Research it. I heard once you learn Blender.
Okay.
You can learn Photoshop and Illustrator at the same time, and you also make animation with it. So it's all in one.
Okay.
So Blender, yeah.
Okay, I'll check it out for sure. No, I mean I do it. Yeah.
You can only make like images.
No.
Oh shit.
Not no more.
Like 3D, like
it's like 3D, animation.
No, because I've seen people make like realistic photos in Blender. Whoa. Spot on.
That is.
No, but yeah, so that's definitely the direction we're trying to go into, you know, and I think honestly we'll get better. Obviously we'll get better.
Bro,
better and better every time, you know.
We've literally been making music for like
a few months,
a month, maybe a month and a half. You know what I'm saying? Like, and every time I barely ever think about that shit. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go to work. You know, like I'm fucking with my career and shit, and I come home. And we'll just fuck around on the laptop for like a couple of hours. So in reality, when you look at it, like it's not been a couple months. It's really been like, I think of everything like in my field of work, we think of everything by hours. You know, so like 8 hours is a day. You know what I'm saying? So in reality, we probably only fucked with this laptop for like maybe 24 hours. Like not even a full week if you like really take it down to the increments of how long we've actually fucked with it. And,
think of like
I'm already enjoying the songs. You know what I mean? Yeah. I thought it would take way longer before I was like, okay, this is actually kind of tight. You know, like I thought that part would take like a couple of months more, you know, longer.
And it makes you start.
And so now I'm like, bro, we're gonna be banging by like next year.
This
time next year.
No, for real. Right? Yeah, like I've always been big into music. Like my friends have always been like, yo, like
if you like
I've always been the aux person.
We like,
you know, like it's always been my shit. So I always knew I could DJ. But I just never just put like a lot of effort into it.
But with house
can't be the aux
style.
That's a genre.
My music is
that's a genre.
Yeah, like Troy Boy. You know what Troy Boy is?
Yeah. Classical, then you hear cumbia, then you hear
I'm the same way.
And then mixing the cumbia. Oh my god, dude, I cannot wait, bro.
That's like the quinceañeras we used to go to with the cumbias.
To me, that's so like my childhood. It's like, no, for real, dude. It's just like so like Texas, you know, like man, it's so Texas Mexican to me, you know, like being Cumbia.
Well, shit. Is there anything else y'all want to say before we end this podcast with this final shot?
Where can we find y'all on the socials? All
that?
You can find my art page is Flo-Ink 23.
23.
Yep. My personal page, SammyFlo 23. Dakota's personal page, Dakota Riley 23, and his art page is Funky Town Art Project 23. Yeah, we really fuck with that 23. So.
It's okay. That's how I am with 13.
That's what I'm saying.
That's literally me.
Represent.
And it's 2023, so.
Well, cheers to that shit. And this has been the Juice signing out with our final shot.
Cheers, cheers.
The motherfucking Juice.
Oh, it's gonna be a good year.
Everybody's out of the fucking sauce, bro.
Yeah, get out of the sauce and get